2nd and 10. This is a shot position here from the 48. He's looking downfield, nothing there. Spins away, throws on the move. It is caught! Roma Dunze connects with his fellow rookie.
Howie just bails out of the pocket here. And this is the toughest throw you can do. Throw into your left.
Away from the arm side, right?
And he does it.
Yeah.
And I think I'm gonna be the Jets, man. I think I'm gonna keep. Oh, there we go.
Oh, here it is.
Go. Get it! Hey! Let's go! Let's go!
Yeah, just some little off coverage. Tristan Jackson does a great job of kind of putting out a double move, just enough to get that corner to settle. And JJ, that's kind of a veteran move there by Tristan Jackson. That's very well done, don't you think?
That was nice. That was nice. That was very nice.
Here comes O'Connell in front of you. Snap spot. Right-footed Reichard kick is good. And the Minnesota Vikings have walked off on the Las Vegas Raiders in the first preseason game. It's Will Reichard being mugged by his teammates on the Norseman logo. Final score, Vikings 24, Raiders 23. Walk off Will.
I actually had a lot of freedom here to do different things. I partnered with the crafts to really try to make a difference in the community, not just on the football field. There goes our guy. David Wallace. Come on, turn the burners on. There he goes.
What have you seen from Vaughn over the summer?
Yeah, I mean, we're trying to be smart with Vaughn. Obviously, year 2 off the ACL and plus his age. But I think Vaughn's done a great job of coming out, showing the pass rush stuff that we want to see, the twitch, the explosiveness.
Wentz hands it off to Prince. Prince navigating traffic. Prince across the 35-40 into the open field. Across the 40, knocked out of bounds inside the 35. Great run there for Deneric Prince.
Driscoll and Caliendo over on that side. You see Driscoll as he pushes the end up the field, and he's out lead blocking. That's what breaks him that extra 15, 20 yards.
Pretty impressive seeing that big guy out there running downfield.
You don't want to lose guys like that, and what a story from Carolina. That was great. Did not know that.
First down run. Abanikanda rips through an arm tackle, and he's gone.
Okay, Brooklyn.
Izzy Abanikanda. Brooklyn is in the house for the touchdown.
Does he have enough? Not this time. It's going to be returned. It is going to be returned. And put it around the corner. Nakua breaks tackles. Can he make it to the sideline? He's got a chance. Can he beat the lineman? Will he get there?
Oh, don't tell me he stepped out on the 2.
He's out. It looks like he's out of the 3.
Don't tell me he stepped out on the 3-yard line.
This is officially a 66-yard field goal. He drills it, doesn't have enough. Oh, man, 66 for Aubrey.
This is the end of the first half.
Holy cow.
This could be a good veteran for this receiving core. Officially listed at 3rd and 5. Perez, patient. Perez goes down. Ball comes out. Rams have it. The bolt to the QB, and Perez could not escape.
Ed Oliver out of the blue medical tent on the Buffalo's sideline. He'll stay there for this 1st down and 10 play. Pressure coming. Williams flicks one and completes it to Swift into Buffalo territory. And he's tripped up around the 20-yard line. Taylor Rapp on the tackle.
Caleb Williams feels this pocket collapsing, and he just throws it across his chest like a shot put almost. Hook shot out to Swift, and Swift
have got 7 men on the line and then 2 up men. And here's a little kick that Parker Washington's going to field at about the 6. And he's got room to the 20-yard line, tries to shuffle inside, gets a little bit of a block, tries to get across the 30. He's got room. He's going to the 40 and to the 50, the 45 and the 40. Makes a man miss. He's on the run to the 30, still going to the 20-yard line. It's a 74-yard return.
Daniil Hunter
going deep down the sideline, and he throws a dime to the 1.
Throw of the day, that might be the best throw of his career. Look where you talk about throwing a wide receiver open, not really having to break stride. He did have to slow down and adjust a little bit, but you saw some decent coverage there.
It's now 3rd and 2 for the Dolphins. White with time, going deep, has a man open. Ezekama's got it at the Washington 15-yard line. They pick up 34 yards.
Peasley fake the handoff. He's going to throw it.
I dig it. Let's go.
Peasley.
It's got him.
Got his man.
Rodgers wants it.
Brandon Smith. But it's ruled incomplete, out of bounds.
Rodgers engaged as anyone on that sideline right now.
Smith goes airborne. One. Did he get it?
I don't know.
Boy, it looked like the other foot was in there.
But the volume of injuries has really hurt this team.
Especially on the offensive line. Blitz coming. Dobbs was able to deliver to the former 49er, the veteran Matt Breida is back with the club.
Well, watch the pressure off the side, and it forces a linebacker on the interior to run all the way to the opposite side of the field and try and cover Matt Breida. Perfectly thrown ball to keep him in his momentum.
Give him the football again. Here he goes. Carson Steele breaking tackles with the stiff arm. Inside the 10, the 5. Is he in?
They don't want overtime. They want to end it right here.
Chance to make some memories.
Oh yeah.
For the rookie Bradley. He lets it rip.
Oh, great
catch! Romeo Keaton at the 20-yard line. He has been great on this drive.
Watch Keaton make this grab. Nice job at the top of the route, putting his foot in the ground, and then extending, holding onto the football. Now watch the... Wow, that's a really good catch. Jeez. He does a good job finding the umpire. Rather than just put the ball on the ground, he hands the ball to the official so he can get it spotted quickly.
Yeah, well, you know, our backup defenders just haven't stopped him. They haven't even slowed him down. Okay, end zone.
From the goal line at Gould. Gets a seal block from Cleveland, bounces it outside, and will be steered by Lutz towards midfield, but by far the best return for either side today's game.
So everybody wants the new guy in Gardner Minshew, so he has an opportunity here to get him out of 3rd and long.
Dallas Turner with a sack this game. Came flying in. Minshew throws left, caught. And it was a diving grab by Trey Tucker. Trey Tucker with a 44-yard hit. Battle like Secretariat to Sham.
That was just a great throw too. Jay Ward getting beat and not looking.
You know, so that's why I just been telling the younger guys, the rookies, like, y'all belong here, you know. Y'all here for a reason, so, yeah.
Yeah, you certainly belong here. 2 Pro Bowls in your first 2 years. Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot, Sauce. All the best this season. All right, guys, back to you.
3 yards. You know, these guys don't get a lot of work with each other. Clearly, these two have worked after practice and threw some balls to each other because they seem to be on the same page. But, hey, extending the play, we've seen that. I've been watching that now for almost 12 months now. And this is just a good ball placement and a heck of a job catching the ball by Brandon Smith. And, look, he came from Iowa.
Remember they had the 151-game winning streak?
They do some winning.
He played on 4 straight teams and never lost a game.
Here's Jackson, Jaquan Jackson back deep. Out across the 25. Nice little cutback there by Kearis Jackson. Knocked on! Former undrafted free agent out of Georgia in his 2nd season. A nifty run back and some great speed out to the left side. New kickoff rules and a giant kickoff return for Kearis Jackson.
And making sure my guys are in the right position. Mayo coaching his butt off on the sideline.
Oh, what a catch.
What a catch.
Vikings going with their 2nd unit as well this afternoon. Mullins going deep down the right side, and he connects. It is Jalen Naylor making the catch in front of Cameron Mitchell. Clarkland, the tight end, motions right. Woodside, pressure up the middle. Woodside going deep down the left side. For 2 big ones now.
Turn him around. But Hayes is right there, and he still makes the catch. Great concentration.
They were planning to have Josh Allen play last week, but with that rainstorm we had in Pittsburgh, they just did not want to take any chances as Davidson makes a nice catch with one hand. Zach Davidson, who's pushing to make this roster, makes a nice play.
You got Charlie Jones and Travion Williams back deep, and off we go from Cincinnati. No action until the ball is touched. Now they go from the 4-yard line. This is Charlie Jones down the sideline, and Charlie Jones with a great run back all the way out to the 48-yard line.
Isaiah Spiller is the running back on first down. Fake it to him, jet sweep. Davis, he's got speed. Can he get to the edge? He does. Davis upfield. Look at him go! Davis, turn on the burners. Will they catch him? No! Touchdown! One play, 70 yards, and the Chargers are in the end zone.
And no one's done 3 in a row as the Chiefs try and do it this year.
Book in some trouble, and Book will go down, loses the football, and the Lions have it, and they will have first and goal.
So far, the defense has given up 58 yards. That's it. Tucker waiting for it.
He's got room.
He does have room. Tries the sideline. Stays in bounds. Trey Tucker. He has been electric here in the preseason, and he's got the Raiders set up inside the 35.
Here's the thing with Reddick. He wanted the new contract from the Eagles, didn't get it. They gave him permission to seek. Oh, nice. That's great.
By Giles.
That's great.
Going upstairs for extra yards.
Me neither. X going to give it to you, but not going to tweet it to you. Bennett looking to escape. He can't. Lost the ball. Chargers looked like they jumped on it. Michael Mason was right there.
And now he's running with the ball, and he's not protecting it. Gets hit from behind right there. Ball chopped out by the Chargers, and an easy recovery.
Shane Lee actually took it away from his own teammate.
I've got flags before, so I know about the energy that comes with this field.
You can have that same energy, but just do not. Oh, man.
And what a pass from DTR to Jamari Thrash. That was absolutely beautiful. Thrash got behind the defense, and this crowd quieted quickly on that play.
Now on the Bills Wall of Fame, Steve Tasker. Williams, play action. Fakes it. Smoot doesn't buy the fake this time, and Williams connects. What a throw by Caleb Williams.
Chiefs with just a single high safety here on 3rd down. Beathard to throw. Pocket collapsing, turns and launches down the field. He's looking for Brian Thomas, and Thomas pulls it in at the 40-yard line with the corner and a safety coming over the top.
BTJ has been a big playmaker during his time at LSU. Comes in right away. First game, they catch the DB slipping and throw it over the top of the defense. These are the explosive plays that you need.
I have to learn how he plays that a little bit better. But he's only a rookie. He's still learning.
DeVito. Ball knocked out of his hands. It's a strip sack and taken away by the Texans. He went back to throw. The ball ripped out of his hands. The recovery from Malik Fisher.
He's unique, certainly, and he's doing a great job, and everybody loves him.
Big scramble here. Jeff Driscoll now in at quarterback, finding all kinds of room. Finally hauled down inside the Dolphins' 30-yard line. Quentin Bell got all the way there to make the tackle.
Yeah, big hole in the middle of that offensive line.
So you look at the stadium, obviously huge investment, time, money, everything you put into it. Soccer games, the Miami Open, Formula One. Hasn't
track star in high school. Was able to stay step for step with Gray. 3rd and 10. Dobbs the pump. Dobbs the throw. Separation outside. It's caught. Jacob Cowing right on cue.
Played in a school record 65 games. Book, he's going deep. He's got an open receiver. Montrell Washington goes up and gets it. Washington with the catch.
Washington, they list him at 5'10", and he's able to climb the ladder. Look at how high he gets above the 2 defensive backs.
Put this on your highlight reel.
Excellent concentration, hanging on.
Looks like they're in man.
Purdy on the slant.
Oh, great
nice coverage, and it's picked off. Off of the deflection. It's Chris Smith. He returned a pick in a national championship game, and he
because athletically he is special.
Lost the football.
Lost the football. Can't do that.
Did not.
Can't do that.
Put the football away. Fumble recovered by Matt Henningsen.
He is just as flatlined as they come. So here's the first kickoff. And it's going to be fielded in the end zone, brought out. And he's got a lane all the way out to the 40-yard line. And I think that was Dicker that had to make the tackle. You don't want to see that.
Braden Narbison already with a 59-yarder for the win. And he's got it. On first down, right to work. Here comes the rush. He is hit. And that ball is out. And I think the Vikings have it. They do.
First and 10 at the 40-yard line. Fake the handoff. Martinez. Step. Throw. Deep shot. It's caught. It's Smith. Inside the 5.
Elliott's kick has the distance, and this one is right down the middle and good. Time has expired, and Philadelphia wins it in one of the wilder ways you'll see a preseason game come to an end.
Shift the fullback into kind of a wing back over to the right side on the deep draw back with the play fake. And going for the bundle, wide open. Got it inside the 5. Perry hangs on.
Everybody on this football team loves Bucky Irvin, and he's only been here for a couple of months.
Malik Washington, he can fly. He's shown us that he's shown toughness after coming back from a big hit. Second gear across the 40. Running through Buccaneers across the 45. What a return. One of the better we've seen in the preseason. It's perfect. 5 seconds left. New Orleans in front, 16-14.
Total team defense right there, putting it all together. Pressure, tackle, forces San Francisco to punt it.
And Malik Willis does this well, keeps it himself. Down to the 37-yard line, ran for over 100 yards as a rookie. Terrific fake there, he really sold it, and then turned on the Jets for 28 yards.
This is a part of the game in the NFL that continues to increase in terms of how the quarterback as a runner drives defenses crazy. In fact, Paul, I think the biggest...
3rd down and 3 for Michael Pratt, 4-year starter at Tulane. Trying to keep a drive alive. Under pressure, he's going to be taken down, and the ball comes out as well. Pratt is sacked. Looked like Jonah Ellis might have gotten there first. Denver says they have the football too, and they do. The Broncos turn the Packers over again.
And the things that he can do that's different than the other quarterbacks.
Keyshawn Boutte just keeps making plays.
I don't care about the Dean Leonard jersey. Play action, stick, dials up a deep ball, separation, Fehoko stays in bounds, he's gone, touchdown, Chargers. 78 yards.
Cooper rushed to throw, and he takes a shot down the left sideline. That is caught inside the 20. And that's a first down.
Leary, thrown away. What a great play. That's a loose ball. And being chased by Mosby and picked up on the play for a touchdown. Touchdown, Johnson. Anthony Johnson with a big-time hit by Aaron Mosby.
Huntley, quick hitter, too high, and it is picked off. It is picked off by the Vikings. Dwight McLaughlin, and it looks like he's going to go. He did not step out of bounds. Huntley going to try and track him down, and he does inside the 10-yard line, so no quit by the Browns quarterback. But the Vikings turn him away.
I know the orange and black is a thing, but it's good that they bring that white back.
Browning going for it all. Disick able to rip it free from Kwame Lassiter going down the sideline.
Gore Jr., the running back, play action. DiNucci to the end zone, and it is caught off the deflection. What a grab by Trey McKinney.
Just had more during the period in the early 90s. Here's a first down and a lot more. Felton, who he said just got signed the other day, trying to make the team, and that won't hurt. Touchdown.
Takes that split zone and takes it all the way to the house. The defense just made that big hit. There's Jonathan Taylor getting fired up.
That was a nice play there behind the line of scrimmage. A little misdirection, bootleg out into the flat and picking up the first down.
Oladokin on first down. And that is caught. Cornell Powell inside the 40. Makes a guy miss. Inside the 20, the 10. He's in for 6. Touchdown, Chiefs.
Time to stand in the pocket. Watches. He's able to get the play fake. He steps up in here. Now look at this throw. The defensive back undercuts it. He takes the chance to undercut it, but because the ball is placed high and to the outside, Powell's able to get it, and no one else can.
He pumps. He takes a deep shot. Tucker is open, and he had to wait for it, but he came down with it. He saw him. If he kept him to the corner, he might have scored, but instead it's a deep ball to Tucker again.
Somebody's got to make a play here.
3rd down and 2. Ball game on the line. Handoff. Scott, he's got it, and then some. There goes Scott. Inside the 25, he'll slide down, and this ball game is over.
That is always the danger on a short yardage play, that if you bust the line of scrimmage, everybody is so crowded on defense up close to the line of scrimmage, and a guy like Boston with his experience breaking that first tackle and then getting down the field.
3rd down and 9. Play clock at 1. Williams takes the snap out of the shotgun. Steps up. He's going to run it. Williams off to the races. First down and more. And as he learned doing the slip and slide, as we saw in Hard Knocks, he wisely gets down with a first down run.
Back to throw. Launches a pass downfield, and this one is pulled in, but did he get his feet down? He did.
Job at the line of scrimmage. Makes it tight, forces him and presses him to the sideline. Just, look, man, sometimes guys on the other side, they're on scholarship too. He just made a really good catch. Great job of him working his feet to stay in bounds.
To open up their season against the Falcons. And now Allen looking down the sideline into one-on-one. And it's Des Fitzpatrick, the Michigan native, who has a big play down the field, was able to beat Gilmore and the former Harrison High School Hawk, and also went to Waterford Mott High School, able to make a big play of 60 yards. There is a flag down. So we'll see. It was
pass interference.
Jones down the sideline. Neighbors, a leaping grab and a tiptoe to get his feet in. That's a first down.
You just tip your cap, and you see why they talked about Malik Neighbors the way they did during draft, and why, like you mentioned,
1,000+ yards receiving every year. Brooks with a huge hole. Breaks a tackle in midfield. Chris Brooks to the 40, 30. They're trying to chase him down. They finally get him to the ground at the 10-yard line.
Broke a tackle halfway down, and it was off to the races. And I tell you, looked really good. Look at that, nice move, little straight arm, well, half a straight arm, I guess, but more speed to show here.
This guy knows what to do, understands the game, thinks the game, and you'll see it in his play.
Trying to climb that pocket, which is collapsing, and it's finished off. T.Y. McGill Jr. was in on it. A little bit of help from Alex Barrett. They're going to say that ball came out, and indeed Barrett helps get the takeaway for San Francisco.
He wanted to get it back underneath. He has 2 hands on the football, which I like, but he's got to hold that thing tight. These guys are so strong underneath.
We wish him all the very best. It's Jones again. Nice cutback. Jones inside the 25, inside the 20. He's at the 15, the 10, the 5. Touchdown Bears. 39 yards for Vilas Jones Jr., the third-year man out of Tennessee.
Well, you see just a sweep to the outside. You got a couple linemen out in front. He's able to make a good cut. Nobody even touches him the entire play, and over pursuit on the front side, and then with the cutback.
You're going to see a lot of 12, 13 personnel. I think you're going to see mismatches in terms of personnel. You're trying to keep that linebacker on the field, keep a corner off the field, force people to do what they don't want to do, and that's play the run on a regular basis.
Hey, Howard, you may want to look up here. How about this?
There we go.
McAllister! Tyreek McAllister with a statement here in the preseason.
See, and those are the kind of games we're going to win 19-16. That's the way it's going to be this year, I think.
And there's the nice hole, and
there's the acceleration right there.
There's no way that the punter is going to make that tackle.
Well, again, we've talked a lot about Dylan Laube as an FCS guy who do a lot of different things. Tyreek McAllister at Charleston was a D2 guy, but over 2,600 rushing yards in college. He had over 1,000 receiving yards and obviously can return.
I want to show that I am back. What do you need to see from yourself over the course of the preseason to be ready for that week 1 against Houston?
Man, whenever I do get my opportunity, snap. But whenever I get my opportunity, I just got to take advantage of it, and just be able to manage the offense the best way.
Rick, show us how it happened. Yeah, here's Abraham at the nickel. The ball comes out here. He sits and holds it, strips it, and returns it. Terrific play by the young kid. Watch it. He comes off the block. He gets both the strip, picks it up, goes for it.
Tyrese Robinson in at right guard, so the entire Minnesota Moving Company would be backups. Kene Wanwu, handoff right side, inside the 30, 10, Kene!
What's been the early return on this new kickoff rule?
Yeah, I think it's it's different. I think I always think like I'd be really tempted to false start, when the ball's kicked, because you're so used to doing that.
That's the toughest thing to get used to here. Ball is away. It is low. It is received at the 3 by Gill. And he's got some blocks. Gill, right sideline. Tripped up by Myers. Just shy of midfield, a 44-yard return.
This team playing special teams for a reason might be his ticket to being on the 53. So bringing it out for Seattle, D. Williams. He was just beyond the goal line. He's got a nice seam there along the right side. And almost brought that one out to the 40-yard line. So the league wants to see more kickoffs, and the Seattle side will like that kickoff there. Tackle made by Elijah Molden.
I don't care about the Dean Leonard jersey. Play action. Stick. Dials up a deep ball. Separation. Fehoko stays in bounds. He's gone. Touchdown. Chargers. 78 yards.
On second down. Back shoulder throw. Whoa. Oh my goodness, what a catch by Lucky Jackson. I'm not sure how he came down with that ball.
No, he didn't. It was just tremendous skill. That was such a bad dad joke. Watch this. Oh my goodness. That was really good coverage from Ricks. He pinned it. Watch his right glove pin it to Eli Ricks' helmet there.
There's a lot of players out there. There are a lot of players, that's true. Here's Sims with room and blockers. Sims with speed, chugging down the sideline and finally chased out by Tanner Ingle. Out of bounds at the Rams' 38-yard line.
Of a wide receiver like a running back, it's so he can get to that edge, get upfield, and then turn on that track speed. That's what we call track speed.
Spread it out on third down. Daniels pulls the trigger, looking for the deep ball down the sideline, and it's hauled in. De'Ami Brown Great snag for the first down.
This coverage is really good. Watch 29, Bernard Converse. He's following, tracking. He's got his arm on the offensive player and shoots up, just misses the ball. But an incredible catch by the wide receiver. It's a nice start for a young quarterback. They're trying to get him acclimated. But again, really good coverage. Just a really good.
The rookie from Cincinnati looking for a miracle play. He won't find it there as he is sacked. The ball comes loose.
They got it.
And Philadelphia recovers in field goal range.
The young guys could deal with his expectations, and the older guys love it.
Malik Washington is still going. All the way up across midfield before he's thrown out of bounds. Brought him down.
Good play call here, and this is a lot of what you get out of Miami. All the misdirection, really trying to find a way to confuse your eyes on defense. And
against the 2-minute offense. Hayner facing pressure, steps up, throws a deep ball. Receiver gets behind the defense. Perry caught inside the 25 and out of bounds. Plenty of time left, 15 seconds.
Taylor Demerson, I do not know what he was doing. He was deep. It looked like cover 2, and he came up. He jumped the route, and Perry went over the top of him.
And we're seeing a lot of these guys who weren't play callers before become head coaches and take over. Do a really nice job.
Sets up the screen. He has blockers and room to go. 30. First down, Tennessee, and then some. Good cutback there by Julius Chestnut inside of Niners territory. Good call. Terrific execution.
Detailing beforehand. Nice job by Rudolph, showing look one way, coming back the other, and look at the wall out in front. Guys getting blocks downfield. Latavius Simmons, number 73, was the first one. But look at the rest of the wall that gets downfield with him. Looks like Brunskill, number 60, out there running along with him. Kinsey, number 12.
All right, so 16 seconds left. Now it's a third down again. They need to have an opportunity to take a shot at the end zone here at some point. Pressure from the outside. Allen over the middle, intercepted. It's overthrown. Watts was the intended receiver, and it's Brandon Hill out of the University of Pittsburgh. And a Pitt Panther makes a play that is going to seal it for the Texans.
Trying to take a shot down the field, which he had to do, just a tad bit high. Caused the interception there.
Hill got up, made a nice return. He's familiar with this place for sure. 37 yards on that return. He almost lost possession of it, but he did come up with it and wanted the return.
Packers still have 2 timeouts left. Clifford out of the gun. Broncos rushing 4. Clifford throws off his back foot, and it's intercepted. Picked off and down the sideline. Keydron Smith. Smith trying to stay in bounds, and he is brought down. Consecutive weeks for Keydron Smith with an interception.
Keydron Smith is going to be in the right position and catches it with his hands, follows his blockers. You mentioned it, Steve, his second interception in as many games. He's fighting to be the other starting safety. You start adding interceptions like that, you're going to rise the ranks on that depth chart. And fantastic play by the young defender out of Kentucky.
Speaking of Bourbon, first-year player out of Kentucky.
Yes, I see you there.
Third down.
Oh no.
Tough sled there. It looked like Jacoby got hung up.
Jacoby's going to get it, and he's looking to see who's open. We have one-on-one across the board. And look at this. Every single person is completely covered up. There's nowhere to go with the ball. The line does a really good job of giving him an opportunity. Jacoby takes a chance. He looks to get Hooper one-on-one. Avonte Maddox, a guy that's played a lot of football for Philly, comes up with the interception.
After 3 years, you're up for, whatever it is. So, going into that last year, that was the mindset. And so to see the guys in my class get paid is always encouraging.
Hey, we got a touchdown here. You want to call that?
There you go. Shout out to Brevin, man. Good job.
So you can see little switch route. This is what they call a slot fade. It is the #1 play against man coverage in college and the pros. Mac Jones puts it in an absolute spot that only his guy can get it. You see the excitement and enthusiasm for Mac Jones. I'm telling you, this dude kind of has some of that it factor that you love.
So all these guys are seeing the guys they used to look up to. Now they get to play with them.
Jones on first down. Good protection. Going deep. Got a man open. He's got him at the 15 and in for the touchdown. Dayton Wade. And nobody happier to see the long ball than Lamar Jackson, as Emory Jones goes up top for a 56-yard touchdown throw to Dayton Wade. Ravens take a break. We'll take a look. Take us through the route, Rod. Oh, yeah, there it is.
Oh, yeah, he got him. He set him down. But the great double move by the receiver, bad angle by the defensive back who went underneath the receiver instead of to the upfield shoulder. But
so the ones with Green Bay getting some run today. Looking deep downfield, and he's got it. Dontavian Wicks is going to get into the end zone for a touchdown.
Who played well last year, but Hickman working as a corner here. The Browns were in their dime, and you can't allow that free release. You see, he reached for the hand there, didn't get it. Wicks ran right by him.
4th down, 4th and goal to tie the game. This is it. Stetson Bennett. Rolling out to the left. Bennett slings it back in the end zone. Touchdown! All right, playmaker. Miller, Forrestal, and we are tied with 4 seconds to go.
You've had some bad moments.
Look at this.
But you know what? In the biggest moment, can you step up and do something for your football team? He did it right there.
Phenomenal field, keeping his eyes downfield, phenomenal job, flipping his hips, great sidearm throw. That's the guy we saw in college.
Absolutely.
First couple of weeks for the Seahawks. Caught a couple of balls, run a couple of jet sweeps.
Blocked on kickoff.
Had a 40-plus yard kickoff return. And here's Kenny McIntosh.
That's it.
With the room to run. McIntosh. All the way. Touchdown, Seahawks.
Hey, as a defender, you never want to get the stiffy.
Josh Johnson. Good time. Throw caught right across the middle. Taylor Wallace. A foot race. Anderson tries to knock him out. Hit the pylon. Touchdown! What a catch and run with the veteran Tylan Wallace.
Kalen King potentially was supposed to trail him there. It's hard to tell here on that replay exactly what happened, but just about any receiver, when they catch the ball that wide open and it turns into a sprint, that's going to be trouble for any defense.
Wallace the vet.
Blush, of course, of the Matrix fame.
That's impressive. That's an Ivy League statement if I've ever heard it. Great throw by Hall to Jones, and it looks like he is going to go. The Vikings have another long touchdown on the day, courtesy of Jaron Hall to Deshaun Jones.
He thought he had this one. He's underneath it. He thinks he's getting the ball. Kind of maybe mistimed his jump where it just went over his head. But he was under that route. He didn't think maybe that Hall would try to throw it over the head, but he's got to know where his safety help is there. Safety, no one behind, obviously.
On to Tennessee, then Atlanta. Woodside throwing deep.
Lance keeps. He's got blocking in front. Lance makes a move, and there he goes. Trey Lance to the house. Touchdown, Dallas. 46-yard scamper.
But this is in case an official gets hurt. And they're going to do the rest of this game, the fourth quarter, with only 6 officials. And that's an easy call right there, I think, for any official.
Yes. Jalen Coker on the touchdown reception, the undrafted rookie out of Holy Cross for 36 yards.
Clean pocket, but it's picked off. Jordan Battle right there. Touchdown.
Here's Battle, and watch the accuracy issues. Throws the ball to the inside. Granson, a tight end, cuts to the outside, and he puts the ball more to the inside there. And again, they're going to talk on a sideline.
1st and 10. Sudfeld play action.
Looking down the middle of the field, and that is caught. Caden Davis, and he's off to the races. No one's going to catch him. Touchdown, Lions. 61 yards for Caden Davis.
2nd and 16 to start the fourth. Bad throw, intercepted by the Cowboys. Racing back the other way, Keemon Hole, and it's a Dallas pick six.
In the end zone to Leonard. Play action. Bennett. Deep one. Down the middle. It's caught. Touchdown. Rams. J.J. Lopp got behind the defense.
This is a great throw by Bennett. No safety in the middle of the field. He throws it as far as he can. Lopp is there.
System, they don't want to get rid of him and need a quarterback and got to teach someone all over again.
Yeah, great point.
2nd and 10. Gray on the draw. Gray. Makes a man miss. What a move by Eric Gray. Willie B. Kirk caught, and he's in for the score. 48-yard touchdown run for Eric Gray.
Block up front. You see it from Miles, and that little move, man. I think that was, who'd you say? It was Broderick Martin?
No, Joshua Miles.
Oh, Joshua Miles. No, with the guy that missed the tackle there as he shook him both sides.
Bouchel back to the air, and it's picked off. Intercepted by Micah Baskerville, and he may go to the house. Bouchel can't take him down. A touchdown for Chicago.
Right over the center of the screen. Watch, here's right there is Baskerville. You just can't see him. The offensive line standing there. He gets caught in the wash. Your vision doesn't pick him up, and he slides right in front of the little hitch route and takes it the distance.
Beathard looks at the Kansas City defense, attacking the line of scrimmage pre-snap. Blitz is coming, turns, and he launches this one in the direction of D'Ernest Johnson, who pulls touchdown. It in. That's Devin Duvernay.
Good job by C.J. Beathard, putting the ball out and up.
Oh, he took a huge hit.
Big hit. Just a great job by Devin Duvernay making the reaction. But, hey, give C.J. Beathard credit. Hung in there, laid it up nice and high, where only his guy, Devin Duvernay, can make the adjustment and do it. You got to remember, Duvernay has been
The more time you give him back there, the easier you make it to pick him off.
Hole opens up the middle here for Patterson, and he'll waltz right into the end zone, 30 yards, 30 quick yards on the opening drive for the Steelers.
Patterson's been one of the most explosive guys in the league for a while. He's kind of found his knack at being in the receiver position, also in the running back. He just explodes through this hole. These guys got to get off the blocks to make that play.
Obviously no Saquon Barkley anymore in New York, so he'll get a lot of carries. Jones in some trouble in the end zone, and it's intercepted, and a touchdown! Jalen Petrie for 6, and the Texans grab the lead.
Going to have to come out firing without some key pieces. Wilson's taking a deep shot. Johnson's wide open. Johnson's got it. Touchdown! Brandon Johnson. A 46-yard touchdown from Zach Wilson.
Daniel Jones right there. He's got to get rid of the football. I know he saw Petrie on the spot, but throw it at Johnson's feet. There's no reason for that to have happened for the New York Giants. None whatsoever. That's an experienced quarterback. That is not a rookie. That's not a second-year guy. That's not Tommy DeVito.
Jonnu Smith in there. Washington as well with Craycraft. And they're looking for River. End zone. He's got it. Touchdown! Oh, Tua, that's a beautiful throw, and he's dancing, and River Craycraft hauls it in.
His rebirth here about this is my team, these are my guys. But what a ball. They're right on target for Craycraft. He ran a really good route. You know, Craycraft all training camp has had those sure hands, and well, I tell you what a nice first drive.
In these situations, this is where you get paid. This is where you win games.
Little read. Dobbs the QB stay on his feet and somersaults home for the touchdown over Jordan Howden.
Blitz is coming. Oladokin hit on the throw, and it's picked off. Bears going the other And they're going to take it for the touchdown. Reedy Stewart gets the 6. Touchdown Bears.
Pressure comes. Lance feels it. Oh, what a play! Tremont Morris Brash is going to go. Touchdown Chargers.
Hurt, man, not knowing what to do or how to do it.
Right. He stays in the block again. Bradley stepped up and delivers. What an adjustment! Oh, man! Tyreek McAllister is in the end zone again!
Latu applying pressure. Pirine, and it's picked off. That is still a live football. That is Kenny Moore the second. Remember, he had 2 touchdowns of interception returns in the same game last year.
Great play by Franklin and knocks it out. Watch Franklin come right here. He's right there. Boom. He makes sure he doesn't catch it. And then Kenny, opportunistic as all get out.
A rare drop by the veteran Pirine. He had over 50 catches a season ago. Colts have the ball at the 40.
Pressure's coming by Incombe. Toon escapes, throws deep on the run, looking for Weaver. And he's got it. Xavier Weaver, the undrafted rookie from Colorado, goes for 43 yards.
I think that's the reason we've seen those 2 guys really jump front and center.
Down. May able to swing it out complete across the 25 to the 28 to Jermichael Hasty.
Watch this. Gets his split steps on. By the backside, City So. There goes the shoot. Kick it off. No big deal. Let's just go ahead and throw this ball for a first down. What the heck, man? He's on a roll right now. Nobody wake him up. They were playing out there tonight. I'll tell you who else is playing. Trace McSorley.
He's slinging it. Back shoulder. Come back and get it. Rosamine Jack Saint.